China beyond deep sea. This is probably something which we need to understand. Past 1 month, deep sea came, everything, AI, then Trump and the whole thing. Trump and DeepSeek effect overlapped. It's taken over the media. It's somehow projected that China has won the tech race. And China is at the top. Might be. Might be. All those Chinese chaps are going to troll me today heavily, and I'm looking forward. But doesn't need to look beyond DeepSeek. DeepSeek is not going to change their fortunes, nor will AI change their fortunes. Why? Look at this. There are two graphs, isn't it? The graph on the right, it's the graph of their marriages. This year, 2024, have seen the lowest number of marriages in their history, in their recent history, about 30, 40 years back. You see the graph on the right, the red one with the pink shade down below? That's the rate at which the marriages have gone down. A couple of years back, they put in an effort to increase the number of marriages. After that, they collapsed. Their economy and their marriages are collapsing. If their marriages are collapsing, their population is also collapsing. In any case, the population has taken a dip. And it's going to dip further. It's not going to go up with so many marriages going down. And people who had a second child and all that, not going to have it again. And this is now going to accelerate, which I've been talking of. This acceleration is going to become predominant. And now reports are coming out that 2035 will be a critical year for China. Around 2035. My guess is 2030. Wait for another 5 years, 6 years. After that, you'll see a different China. And I'm predicting it today. A weak China will emerge after 2030. Because their population rate will start declining at an unprecedented rate. Watch this as we go along. We'll talk about it. Next. Now this tweet came out. And what does it say? Have a look at it. It says China's economic recovery will live or die on growth in domestic consumption. And that's the opinion of a senior official from China's central bank. Right? And of course, we're giving a lot of things, you do this, you do that. But consumption is the key. Is that happening? No. And this, now again, anything about China is from Chinese sources largely, unless there's a comment from here and there. Right? It faces an uphill task. And this is as per South China Morning Post. And when did this come out? Just about this week. There's a slight consumer price recovery, but nothing more. Okay? So it's going to go down. This is not going up. Property. We all know that property was a big problem. That is not run away. They've done a whole lot of injection into the property sector, stimulus. It's not working. It's simply not working. And as per Bloomberg, this Chinese property sector is entering a dangerous phase. I mean, I couldn't make out what the dangerous phase is, but the fact is it's going into a... It's still not fallen over completely. When it falls over completely or topples, then the ripples will be more. As if there were not enough ripples. Okay? There are no new constructions happening. Second-hand sales have gone down. There are no, projects are not being finished. All three. If that hasn't happened, the cement industry hit, and Chinese steel industry is hit. I spoke about it yesterday when I spoke of Trump. Why has Trump put a tariff of 25% on steel from anywhere? Because a lot of that steel is coming from China and it's going to hit China. China doesn't have domestic consumption. With that heavy tariff, it can't sell outside. Or where people are getting it filtered through, they'll not take it. There's a problem. And it boils down back to the property sector. So they have overcapacity in steel, which they can't put. And then look at it. AI. Everyone talks of China, AI, and all that. This is a problem, which they have said. There's no employment for AI. People who are employed for AI duties are young guys. But even there, not all are qualified. And if you go into robotics and you have robotics, what do you do with the rest of the mass? 1.4 million or 1.3 billion people is still a big number. It's turning out 10 lakhs to 12 lakhs graduates from all disciplines. Not all of them are from AI. Not all of them can't be put in IT. They're having employment problems. Under the veneer of DeepSeek and AI and all, there's a subterranean movement going on. Look at this insurance. Health insurance funds are drying out already. Why? The cost of health insurance is very high in China. As simple as that. So even if you are insured, the health cost, the hospital costs are so high, right? It's so high that they're not able to pay off the bills. The health insurance is not able to cover, and there's no state insurance. So this is a bit of an unregulated sector. So I think this Hans Guderian is a chap who's useless, and I'm deleting him. Okay, so that we don't have to come. He's bad. I don't want that kind of trolling. So if those who want to participate in the discussion, come and discuss. If you're going to troll, we're going to throw you out. As simple as that. So, insurance. Just see the connectivity. Aging is faster. Health costs are going up in China. Insurance is not covered. The old age people are not getting, insurance. So the fundamental thing, the people problem is not going away. Okay, so the problems have not gone out just because AI, DeepSeek, and all. Investments. I showed this yesterday. Have a look at it a little closer. Okay, this is about investments. Foreign investments into China are simply not coming in. It's falling. And Trump has put his effect on it. And these are all, you might say, why am I showing all these slides? These are all the, what shall I say, absolute proof of their thinking. It's not my thinking. I'm deriving it from there. Investments are not coming into China. Just think. There are food security issues also, which I'll focus on. In fact, Xi Jinping went to North China and said, food security is a political issue. It's no more a government issue. It's a political issue in China. They're worried. Let's face facts. And then Japanese investments have gone down by 60%. China still depends on investments, and that's not there. So Japanese investments are not there. Insurance is not affordable. Even if you have insurance, the health costs are so high that your insurance doesn't cover it. Marriages are falling, population is falling, AI is not generating jobs. See the effect. It's a weak China. Okay? Okay. So what does this say? This says Rust Belt regions, that northern part, the Manchurian part of China. Their economy is different from the coastal economies. So they're having problems there also. So while one might say that, oh, a lot of economy, yeah, all that, but on ground, people are not happy. I've always been maintaining in the recent past, China is a rich state with poor people. How long can it last? It's an unnatural thing. There's a lot of money at the top with the government, which is playing around because it's the government. Okay. Now, if you feel all this is happening, decoupling is taking place. Look at this iPhone city silent, Guangdong. It was supposed to be Apple's biggest manufacturing hub. It's gone down. That's what they say. They're hiring less. iPhone city falls quiet. Sooner or later they'll quit. iPhone will go. Already, iPhone there is being made only for Chinese market. For the rest of the world, it's slowly shifting to India. I keep telling everyone, if iPhone comes today to India, Samsung has come already to India, and a few others come, it will become a flood. Slowly, we also will make room for all these people. It will happen. It might not happen in 1 year. I'm not too sure. It might not happen in the next 2 years. It might not happen in the next 3 years. But it will happen. It will happen. Have you heard of this Chinese story? There's an Englishman who went to the top of a mountain. He was walking. He saw an old Chinese chap digging that mountain on top. So he asked the old man, "Why are you digging?" So the old man showed up, small village at the bottom. They said, "See that village? In that village, that house is mine. I don't get sun in that house." So the Englishman said, "Look, why are you digging? Even if you dig, you'll die. Sun won't go." He says, "It doesn't matter. I'll dig. If I die, my son will dig. If my son dies, my grandson will dig. And it'll go on till one day the sun enters. I'll cut the mountain, ensure the sun enters the house." Same thing here. I'll reverse it. It might not happen 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Eventually, it will happen. The Chinese government and the Chinese structure will force business to flee. Already, they are protecting their own markets. Others also, it will happen. It's a matter of time. And look at this. They are facing even a crisis of vegetables. Why? The poultries, eggs, vegetables, even that they are having an oversupply. Some eggs. It's not only steel which they're having a problem of oversupply, even eggs they have a problem of oversupply. So all the nonsense which people write that China is going to be the next superpower, it's not going to be a superpower. That is very clear. Geopolitically, also yesterday I explained to you they are out of Middle East. If tomorrow Trump finishes off the Ukraine war, whichever way it goes, Ukraine and Russia, China will be out of business. They have been squeezed out of, they're getting squeezed out of Latin America. A shift will happen. Whether Trump is transactional or not, I don't know. That we can keep questioning. But the shift is happening. We have to understand that. Everyone said EVs, EVs, EVs. Now reports are coming out, Chinese car sales are falling. See, they fall biggest drop in almost a year in January. Why did this happen? We have to understand this. It was, I mean, I was just waiting for telling you guys all this. Why? Because November, October, November, when the moment they knew that Trump was elected, they exported everything out, front loading of stuff, front loading of stuff. So their stock is lying somewhere there. So there's no more demand. So car sales fall. As simple as that. And will it pick up? Not with these tariffs. I don't think so. Right? Already there is competition between Xpeng, BYD, and all that. And BYD went and set up a factory in Brazil. That's a problem because locals are now against it. There's this thing called involution or Nijan, where everyone is cutting each other. So people are cutting each other, so there is no profits, and then exports are not taking place. Front loading has been done. Their export, other outside factories are having problems. So that is some story of the EV scene. Okay. What about the arms? Look at this. China has fought with everyone around in his neighborhood. So none of China's neighbors are buying their arms. They're all going to South Korea, coming to India and USA. Whether it's Malaysia or Indonesia or Philippines, so forget it. Taiwan, all these Brunei, Shuni, all these people. Earlier, the Chinese were selling arms there. Now they're not. It's something like, think, does Bangladesh buy our arms? No, it doesn't. It buy Chinese arms. They want Pakistani arms. Why? They feel we are their only enemy. That's their mentality. So now everyone around China, which was their biggest market, today doesn't want Chinese weapons. So they're going elsewhere. So their arms sales are also going down. Okay. The property market is not going to happen in a hurry. That as we discussed earlier. Now if they're crystals, they make some crystal somewhere. That is also tanking. One by one, their non-AI or rather non-IT, non-AI, non-high-tech industry and sales and exports, which is the chunk still. 70 to 80% of their exports is still that. That is tanking. And then there's this old familiar story. People are still getting canned. People are getting, purged. And expect a lot of purging in the PLA. So, but when we're talking of PLA, there is some news that Xi Jinping might go. Whether it's true or not, we'll see. I heard two YouTube channels talking of this today. China Decoder and Lee's Real Talk. Both are talking of who will succeed Xi Jinping. So if that is I don't know who will succeed. I also don't know whether that fellow will, whether it will happen. But definitely one thing. Last year, we did speak that fellow, in the third plenum, he was out for 3 days. People said he had a heart stroke. People said he had a brain stroke, or there was a coup, whatever. He was out for 4-5 days. After 10-12 days, he came back. There are now rumors that he might have had a heart attack. Second, not heart attack, second stroke. We don't know. I mean, this is all rumors. People are already talking of this faction, that faction, Princeling faction, Jiang Zemin's faction, and his own faction. Who will succeed him? Will it be Li Qiang or Sai Chi or Wang Guoning? We don't know. But there are strong rumors in the YouTube. Now, one thing is for sure, his grip on the state has weakened. Why that has weakened, I don't know, but it has happened. So let's see, interesting times ahead as far as China is concerned. So all is not great in China.